Nearly 50,000 people have been able to pay their respects to Pope Francis in less than 24 hours as he lies in state at St. Peter's Basilica. Entry to the church was supposed to pause at midnight, but officials kept it open to accommodate the large number of mourners. The public viewing comes to an end tomorrow. I want to bring in Catholic journalist Austen Ivereigh. He's written 2 biographies about Pope Francis and one with the Pope himself. Thanks so much for joining us.
Good to be with you, Vlad.
So we see the large scale of crowds coming to view the Pope's body. How does Pope Francis's viewing compare? For example, I recall John Paul II, that funeral. That was a much more elaborate sort of circumstances. I know that Pope Francis has scaled some of that back for his funeral, but how would you compare the two?
Well, I think in both cases you see huge numbers of people arriving in a very short time. I mean, I too remember 2005, and what was shocking back then at the time of John Paul II's lying in state was that suddenly these people appeared particularly from Eastern Europe and the Central Europe, flying in on what were then kind of budget airlines which had just appeared. And I remember the cardinals here being really shocked, where all these people come from. And hundreds of thousands came to Rome over those days. We're seeing something very similar here. I think the difference is that, the Pope is Argentinian. Actually, if this were a funeral going to be happening in Latin America, you'd see even bigger crowds. These are crowds made up of pilgrims from across Europe and, of course, pilgrims who are here for the Jubilee, but it's been a constant stream of people wanting to go in and pay their respects. There's a very special relationship between the people and their Pope, and we're seeing that here today at the moment. They're giving back the love that they've felt they've had from him these last 12 years.
The number of cardinal electors is getting smaller as well. What are we learning about that, and how will that impact the voting process for the next Pope?
Well, a couple of cardinal electors have said that they are unwell and that they can't travel. This always happens at every conclave. In other words, we have the number who are invited, told to come to Rome. The under 80 cardinals, the electors as they're known, there are 135 of them. They all received a letter saying, come to Rome. If you're over 80, you can come, but you don't have to. And inevitably, some of those cardinal electors are not yet here. We had this morning in the meetings that the cardinals are holding every day, 103 present, which means more than 2/3, so they can proceed with making decisions. But we will see in the next few days, in the lead up to the funeral on Saturday, more arriving. There are various reasons why cardinals can't come straight away. We won't know the final number of cardinal electors actually until next week.
Really interesting. Austen Ivereigh, thank you very much, sir, for spending some time with us. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
We'll, of course, have full coverage of the Pope's funeral Saturday morning. We'll begin with Nora O'Donnell's historic interview with the Holy Father. Pope Francis I will stream at 3 a.m. Eastern on Saturday. That will be followed by live coverage of Pope Francis's funeral. The CBS News special report begins at 4 a.m. Eastern right here on CBS News 24/7 and streaming on Paramount+.